Okay, so I've tried to make this video once before, but I wanted to try and keep it more grounded. I think I'll put it in this way, my emotions was a little bit running wry in that first attempt to the video, but as you can see by the title, I want to talk today about the recent announcement Sony have made with the PlayStation of they have now decided by the year 2028 they will cease all production of physical games and discs. I am not in favour of this. Many of you are well aware that follow me on this channel or social media will be very aware I am very, 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 very appreciative, and I love physical media in all of its forms. I buy everything physical, movies, music, and all sorts. And it is the end of an era. It really is the end of an era. Sony coming out and saying they are ending production of all discs in physical games and discs. It's the end of an era. We all saw this coming. This was one of those things that we all knew was going to happen eventually. I have my suspicions that I think this is to coincide with the possible release of the PS6, because that is projected to be releasing within the next 3 or 4 years. And I think this is possibly the next iteration of the PlayStation or the PS6, whatever, will be totally digital only. I am really annoyed at Sony. I am really, really annoyed at Sony. I have always been a PlayStation owner. I've always appreciated Sony PlayStations ever since the PS1. I got a PS1 literally on the same year of it coming out on launch. Loved every minute of it. Some great memories of playing games on the PS1. I've also had the PS2, PS3 and PS4. I still own the PS3. I don't have a PS4 anymore. I gave that to a good friend of mine because I got the PS5. And I've always been a PlayStation owner. I've always preferred PlayStation over anything else. I have tried Xboxes. I had an Xbox 360 for a time as well. But this is concerning. The reason why I'm making a big song and dance about this, and I'm making a video about this, and this is my second attempt at making this video, what really boils my gears, what really boils my piss about total digital is that your money is not valued. Your money holds no value when it comes to digital. Why I say it in such a way is because when you buy a digital version of anything, it could be a video game, it could be a movie, it could be a book, it could be like an ebook, anything that is a digital version of a specific thing. Okay, if you buy something like that as a digital copy, you do not own it. All right? You do not own it. You should own it because you paid for it, but you don't. The true reality is that when you buy a digital version of something, you are essentially renting it from the people that made it, or from the people that you bought it from. You are basically just renting it. It's a glorified rental fee. You're paying full whack for a brand new release of a film or game or whatever, but you're paying full price just for the privilege of viewing it. That's it. When you buy a physical copy, that is yours Nobody can take that away from you, because the only way you're going to lose it is if you lose the disc, or the disc gets damaged. The great thing is you can just go out and buy another one, or you can get the disc resurfaced. You can get yourself something to fix the disc so it works again. Physical is still very apparent. Physical media is still very important. We need to keep physical media going. I understand digital's taking over, streaming is taking over because it's conveniency. I do practice physical media stuff, streaming services stuff, sorry. I have streaming service subscriptions, but that is only because it's just conveniency. It's just easier to pop it up. If it's something that I do not own physically and I watch it on digital or watch it on streaming, I'll play it. Say if, I don't know, like in the past you was able to borrow games off friends. Now you can't really do that with this digital takeover. That is another thing that I don't like about Sony going totally digital, because you can't... the whole thing about video games, it's always been the principal point of video games, okay? The principal point of video games has always been, the foundation of it has always been experience it with loved ones and friends. Sharing it with friends. Passing the controller around the room, as we had to back when I was a kid with a PS1, PS2 and PS3 and so on. You pass the controller around so everyone gets a turn. You have co-op matches in Halo or whatever video game that does co-op. The amount of hours I wasted of my life as a kid playing Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas and Vice City and GTA 3, some of my favourite memories of playing video games, that's gone. By the year 2028, that's gone. The price of video games is going astronomical. Absolutely astronomical. I understand from a business standpoint why Sony have decided this such a drastic measure, because at the end of the day, they are a business. They're all about making profit. A good friend of mine sent me on Facebook, he replied to me on Facebook when I first spoke out about this on Facebook. A friend of mine sent me some screenshots of why Sony have decided to do this. And it's because there is only about 15% still buying physical. The 80-something% are going digital. So if you look at it in that long point, you can see there's only a smaller percentage to a larger percentage buying physical. Now, I saw from a business standpoint, you can kind of see why they've gone this direction. However, this is a bad decision, I feel, because your money does not hold value to a company like Sony. Not just Sony, but any company where you buy something, a physical copy of something. It could be Prime Video, because you can buy digital versions of films on there. It could be Spotify, because they don't value artists very well, because they don't pay them very much. All this kind of jazz. You've got a lot of options. You've got everything that's everything that's online, where you can actually buy something as a digital copy, a movie, a video game, or what have you. It goes to a library. You think you've bought it. You've saved up your hard-earned money. You work hard for your money. You treat yourself to something. You think you own it 100% outright. But when it's a digital copy, you do not. Because a company can take it away from you in an instant. And that is exactly what has happened with Sony, because they removed 500 plus movies from the PlayStation Store as well. And that is one of the big nails in the coffin for Sony, because they have either partnered ways, or they have the contract has expired with Studio Canal. So any movie title under Studio Canal brand is no longer from the 1st of September 2026. Anybody that has bought a Studio Canal movie or anything from their library or anything that they've distributed, if you bought any films by Studio Canal, you will lose access to all of those movies by the 1st of September 2026. So everybody that has bought those movies have lost their money. They've probably bought maybe a couple films, or they might have a very good library of films. Hundreds, thousands of titles. Just to put a number out there. And they are going to lose. They are going to lose access to all that money that they've paid out for those films over the years, or months, or weeks. That is the seriousness of the situation. It's not just because they're also ending physical discs for games. It's the fact that a company they feel they have the right, or they do have some kind of right. Somebody buys something, they think they own it. They don't own it. They take it away from you at a drop of a hat. Video games, like I said earlier in this video, they are not cheap. I understand with the price of video games is going up. It's becoming very expensive. It's becoming a luxury more than a pleasure to buy video games and to play video games. I understand physical games. You know, there's a lot that goes into that. You've got distribution, you've got this, you've got that, you've got the production of the actual disc itself, you've got the artwork, you've got this, you've got the boxes. There's a lot of stuff that goes into play, and it costs a lot of money to produce. I get that. But at the end of the day, I value physical media over digital any day, because that means, even though video games, I will say this before I finish this video, I know that I understand when with video games nowadays, it's not quite the same as it used to be when it comes to a disc. They are just it's just an activation code to access the. You buy a game physical, you put the disc in the PlayStation or whatever, or you put your game in. It's literally just an activation disc. It's just an activation code on a disc. That's all it is nowadays. It is not like it used to be back in the days of the PS1 and so on. But at the end of the day, if you own something, you buy it physically, it makes it a bit more of a harder decision for Sony to just take it away, because you own it. You've actually bought it outright rather than just buying it as a digital copy. Because of a digital copy of a game, all they have to do is shut down the servers, or if that game doesn't sell or doesn't do as well as they wanted it to, they can just cut their losses and that game's gone. There's a lot of factors. Like in the instance with the 500 plus movies that have been removed from the 1st of September of the PlayStation Plus network or whatever. So yeah, yeah. Digital is not the answer. Not totally. Not totally. It is not the answer. Physical media is still appreciated, is still loved. I will, for as long as I can possible, I will keep buying physical media. At this point, I'm going to see what happens in the meantime. I'm going to see exactly what, if anything happens from this, whether Sony backtrack on this decision, because they've been getting a lot of backlash. There's been a lot of people making stuff online, making a real big song and dance about this, which I can understand. So if Sony backtrack on this, then I will still be a PlayStation owner. I will still be a PlayStation owner. If Sony still carry on going forward with this decision, I'm going to see what happens in the meantime. if another console or another thing comes on the market that offers physical as well as digital, so you've got best of both worlds, then I may consider my ties. I will probably cut my ties from Sony and go elsewhere for my gaming pleasure. Because there is meant to be another big competitor. There is meant to be, I think it's Valve, is it? I believe it's by the people of Valve. It's like over £1,000 apparently. It's projected at over $1,000 or something for it. But there is meant to be like a new console, but I believe it works on Steam. So it's online based again. But I won't be surprised if someone out there, a competitor, sees this announcement, sees how much backlash it's had, and capitalizes on it by producing a new console that is up to next gen standard and still does physical games for it. So you've still got a disc drive. So if you want to buy the game physical, you can. If you want to buy it online, you can. But I don't know. This is the end of an era. It is the end of an era, and I don't like it. It's the end of an era. All those great memories of people getting games for birthdays and Christmas when they were younger, brand new consoles, that really awesome feeling of opening them on Christmas Day or birthdays and playing different game titles with friends and family. Really great memories of playing video games when it really mattered, at a time when it really mattered. Nowadays, your money doesn't feel like... I feel your hard-earned money is not valued by a company like Sony when they feel they can just take it away from you. They don't refund you for your money as a compensation thing. They don't compensate you for what you've lost. The fact that they don't follow through like that, if they refunded all the customers that have bought a Studio Canal movie or have bought a video game from them and have shut down the service or they've deleted it so you can't access it anymore, if they do something like that, then I think the only decent thing Sony can do is to actually refund the customers what they've lost, because they've paid money. They are supposed to own that specific thing. But the fact that they take it away from you so quickly and they don't refund you for it, there has to be something bad about that, doesn't there? That sounds like a claim, because ownership means ownership. And also what I like is piracy is not stealing. A lot of people are saying ownership is not owning, piracy is not stealing. A lot of people are saying that all over online as well, because people are going to go elsewhere for their games now, even if it's through very naughty means. Because at the end of the day, you need to kick them where it hurts. A lot of people have unsubscribed from the PlayStation Plus subscription thing for Sony. A lot of people have been doing that. A lot of people have gone online and really made a big song and dance about it. There's been petitions made for it to make Sony reconsider. But there's the video. I understand digital's taking over, and I don't like it. I will always appreciate physical media because I value my money. I work hard for my money. And if I buy something, it is mine because I bought it physically. I bought it as a physical movie, book, whatever, video game. I bought it outright with my own earned money. And a company should not be allowed to take it away from me because I own it. I paid money for it physical. I have it. I can watch it. I can enjoy it whenever I want. But with digital, it is not that easy. Because all it takes is a shutdown of them to shut down a server, shut down the service that you're using or subscribe to. whatever, or a licensing agreement expires, that's all it takes, and what you've paid for is gone. You've wasted all that money. £60 to £80 for a brand new video game, gone. $15 to $20, 15 quid or whatever for a new film, gone. Your books, if you're somebody that likes to read books on the go, as in like an ebook, again, same problem. There we go. There's the video. Take it as you will, but I'm just being honest. Digital is not ownership. It should be, but going digital is not ownership. Physical is ownership. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.